Hello children.
So in today's class we'll learn about comparison of like fractions. What are we going to learn, children? Comparison of like fractions. Now what does this word comparison means? Now when we have two or more fractions, we'll compare and say which is the bigger fraction or which is the smaller fraction or which two fractions are equal. Now comparison of which fractions, children? Comparison of like fractions. Now again, if you revise, what are like fractions? Like fractions are those whose denominators are same. Yes children, if two or more fractions have the same denominator, then they are called as our like fractions. Yes, now look at the picture given below. Who got more cake? Now this boy Tinku is saying that I got 5 by 8 portion of the cake, and the girl Tina is saying that I got 3 by 8 portion of the cake. Now we have to tell which fraction has a larger shaded part. Now from these two fractions, that is 5 by 8 and 3 by 8, we have to say who has got more cake. 5 by 8 is greater than 3 by 8. Therefore, Tinku got more cake. What does 5 by 8 actually mean? See, out of 8 pieces, Tinku got 5 pieces. And what does 3 by 8 mean? Out of 8 pieces, Tina got 3 pieces. Yes, children. What does 3 by 8 means? 3 by 8 means only 3 pieces out of 8. And 5 by 8 means 5 pieces out of 8. Now, are 5 pieces greater or 3 pieces greater? Yes, if we get 5 pieces of cake, it is greater than 3. Therefore, who got more cake? Who had 5 by 8 portion, children? Tinku had 5 by 8 portion. So, Tinku got more cake. Yes, what did we do here? These are our like fractions. 3 by 8 and 5 by 8 both have the same denominator, that is 8. Yes, so how do we compare these like fractions? We just compare the numerators. Again, what is the numerator? Numerator is the number that is written on top in the fraction, and the number that is written down is called as our denominator. Yes, D for down, D for denominator. The number that is written up is called as numerator. The number that is written down is called as our denominator. Now how to compare like fractions again? When we have two like fractions where the denominators are same, we simply what do we do, children? Compare the numerators. Here 5 and 3. We compare 5 and 3. 5 is greater than 3. So 5 by 8 is greater than 3 by 8. Okay. 5 is greater than 3. So 5 by 8 is greater than 3 by 8. Now again, which out of example 1, which out of 3 by 6 and 5 by 6 is bigger? And what does this mean? Out of 6 parts, this is only 3 parts. Here one part is extra shaded, children. And out of 6 parts, only 5 parts here we have. Now out of these two, which is the bigger one? 5 is the bigger number of parts. So 5 by 6 becomes our bigger fraction. Again, 3 by 6 and 5 by 6 both are our like fractions. Yes or no, children? Both are having 6 as their denominators. So both are called as our like fractions. So how do we compare like fractions? We compare the numerators, that is 3 and 5. 5 is the bigger number. So 5 by 6 is the bigger fraction. Understood? See, in both fractions, the whole is divided into 6 equal parts. 3 parts and 5 parts are shaded respectively. Therefore, out of 6 equal parts, the portion corresponding to 5 parts is greater than the portion corresponding to 3 parts. Yes or no, children? See, here I am having this circle, 2 circles, and how many parts are these divided into? Into 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Yes. So in both the cases we are dividing the circle into 6 parts, and in one case we are having only, we have shaded only 3 parts, and in the other case we have shaded 5 parts, children. See, now this is the shaded part here. Wait a minute, let me erase this. This, yes, this is the shaded part here, and this is the shaded part of 5 by 6. Now which part is greater, children? By seeing itself we can say that here the shaded 5 shaded parts are greater than the 3 shaded parts. That is, 5 is greater than 3. So the fraction 5 by 6 is greater than 3 by 6. Okay, what do we understand? Therefore 5 by 6 is greater than 3 by 6. Now coming to another example 2, which out of 9 by 10 and 7 by 10 is bigger? Again, the figure with more number of colored parts constitute the bigger fraction. Yes, what does the colored part mean here? 9 means the number of colored parts and 10 is the total number of parts. Yes, in 7 by 10, 7 is the total number of colored parts. 10 is the total number of parts. Now what are they saying? The figure with more number of colored parts constitutes the bigger fraction. Here which is having more number of colored parts? 9 by 10. In 9 by 10 we are having 9 colored parts, but in 7 by 10 we are having only 7 colored parts. So what can we say? 9 by 10 is greater than our 7 by 10. Did you know, if the denominator of two fractions is the same, then the fraction having a greater value in the numerator is greater than the other fraction. What are they saying? The denominator of the two fractions is same. Now what are those fractions called, children, when the denominator of two fractions is the same? Yes, they are called as our like fractions. So this is the comparison of like fractions. Okay, whatever we have learnt about comparison of like fractions can be summarized to these 4 lines. If the denominator of two fractions is the same, that is when we have two like fractions, then the fraction having a greater value in the numerator is greater than the other fraction. Yes, suppose if we have 6 by 12 and 8 by 12, here both the denominators are same. That means they are our like fractions. So in this case, the fraction having the greater number in the numerator, that means here we are having 6 and 8 in the numerator. Now which is the greater number, children? 8 is our greater number. So this whole fraction 8 by 12 becomes our greater number. 6 by 12 is less than 8 by 12. Okay, and children, this is applicable only to like fractions where the denominators are same. Suppose if I am having 12 by 6 and 12 by 8, are these like fractions? No, children, these are not our like fractions. Why? Because here the numerators are same, but the denominators are not the same. Okay, the denominator should be the same, but not the numerators. So we cannot simply say that 12 by 6 is less than 12 by 8 here. Here 6 is less than 8. So we cannot say, so should not jump to the conclusion that 12 by 6 is less than 12 by 8. Okay, so this is not applicable to fractions where the numerators are same. Where is it applicable? Only when the denominator of two fractions is the same. Not only two fractions. Suppose if I am having 1 by 9, comma 9 by 9, comma 7 by 9, comma 4 by 9. Now you are given with 4 like fractions. Are in these like fractions? Yes, we are having the same number in the denominator. So these become our like fractions, and here we can write the given fractions in ascending order. What is ascending order, children? Smallest to the greatest. Yes, smallest to the greatest. So what is the smallest? 1. So 1 by 9. Then we have 4. 4 by 9. Then we have 7. 7 by 9. Then we have 9. So 9 by 9. This becomes our ascending order for like fractions, for the given like fractions. So when we have like fractions, the comparison of fractions becomes easy, and we can say which fraction is greater than the other. Coming to exercise 7.5. Compare the fractions given in the following table and use the symbol equal to, greater than or less than to determine the answer. So what is it in our exercise, children? See, we have to compare the given fractions, and here we have to put the symbol equal to, greater than or less than. Now first we have 3 by 7 and 5 by 7. Okay, these are our like fractions. Yes, because the denominators are same. Now let us check the numerators. Which is the greater one? 3 or 5? 5 is the greater one. So we can say that 3 by 7 is less than 5 by 7. Yes, 3 by 7 is less than 5 by 7. And if you remember the trick, children, that I have said you, that I have taught you for writing the greater than and lesser than symbols. Now 5 here is the bigger number, so open the mouth towards the bigger number. Okay, so whatever the bigger number is, open the mouth towards that, and that will be our correct symbol. So 3 by 7 is less than 5 by 7. Next, 7 by 11 and 2 by 11. Again, if we compare, both the denominators are same. So when we compare the numerators, 7 and 2, 7 is greater than 2. Again, opening the mouth towards our greater number. 7 is greater than 2. So 7 by 11 is greater than 2 by 11. Now coming to question C, 6 by 12 and 9 by 12. Again, if we compare the numerators, 6 is less than 9. So 6 by 12 is less than 9 by 12. Yes, children, this is also a similar exercise. Now you have to compare the fractions and put appropriate sign. It is not SIGN sign, equal to, greater than or less than in the brackets. I hope you can do this, right? Yes. Next comes addition of like fractions. Now what are we going to learn? Just now we have learned how to compare the given like fractions. Now let us look at how to add two or more like fractions. Anita got 2 by 5 of an apple from her sister and 1 by 5 of an apple from her brother. How much portion of the apple did Anita get? Now what are they saying? Anita got 2 by 5. That means this apple was divided into 5 equal parts, children. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Apple was divided into 5 equal parts, and out of it Anita got 2 from her sister and 1 from her brother. Now we should find out in total how much portion of this apple did Anita get. Okay, now how do we find out? We need to know how to add two fractions in order to answer such questions. Yes, suppose if I say that Anita received 2 apples from her sister and 1 apple from her brother, how will you find out the total apples Anita has? We will add, yes, 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. But here we are not having whole numbers, we are having fractions. We have 2 by 5 plus 1 by 5. We need to add both these fractions together. Consider the fractions 2 by 5 and 1 by 5. 2 by 5, the fraction 2 by 5 is represented as this. Yes, here we are having 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out of which 2 are shaded. And fraction 1 by 5 is represented as, here we are having again 5 parts and only 1 is shaded. Now represent 2 by 5 and 1 by 5 in the same figure. See, in the same figure as these two are like fractions. Aren't these two like fractions? Yes. See, 2 by 5 and 1 by 5. Both are having 5 as their denominator. So these become our like fractions. Now how do we represent in the same figure as? Now this is a single figure which is divided into 5 parts. First we had 2 parts shaded, so those 2 parts, and then we had 1 shaded part. So we are adding that as well here. Now what does this figure represent, children? 1, 2, 3. 3 shaded parts divided by 5. That is the total number of parts. So what can we understand from this? 2 by 5 plus 1 by 5 is equal to 3 by 5. See, fraction of the whole shaded in green is 2 by 5. Fraction of the whole shaded in blue is 1 by 5. Now, when we combine both blue and green together, the fraction we get is 3 by 5. And how is this possible? As these both are our like fractions. Yes, like fractions, that is having the same denominator. 2 by 5 plus 1 by 5. Yes, children, in comparison also, when we had 2 like fractions, we could easily compare the numerators and get the bigger or lesser fraction. Yes or no? So in the same way here we are having 2 like fractions. To add these 2 together, we need to add the numerators. 2 plus 1, 2 plus 1, and this whole thing divided by our 5. As both the denominators are same, we combined and wrote a single denominator for both the numerators. Yes, see. Let me erase this here. Yes, what is this? 2 by 5 plus 1 by 5. Now again, as I said, these are our like fractions. So we can add the denominators easily. 2 plus 1. And as both the fractions had the same denominator, instead of 1 for each, we combined, we put the divided by symbol for both of them together and wrote one single denominator, that is 5. Now 2 plus 1 becomes what, children? 2 plus 1 becomes 3. Then don't forget to write the divided by symbol, children. Yes, divided by 5, which is our denominator. Okay, adding like fractions is very easy, children. You just have to add the numerators together. That is 2 plus 1 becomes 3 divided by our denominator, which is 5. Okay, the denominator will be 5 but not 55, children. Okay, 5 or 5 plus 5. Don't do such things. Just instead of writing 2 denominators, we are writing only 1. 3 by 5 is the correct answer. 2 plus 1 divided by 5 plus 5, that is equal to 3 by 10. This is not our correct answer. Okay, we need to just write one single denominator. 2 plus 1, 3 divided by 5. That's it. What is our answer? Therefore, Anita got 3 by 5 portion of the apple in all. Okay. See, this is our apple and it was divided into 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 parts. Anita got 2 from her sister and 1 from her brother. Okay, now from this you can directly say that how many parts does she have? 1, 2, 3, 3 parts divided by how many parts are there in the whole? 5. So Anita has got 3 by 5 portion of the apple. Yes or no, children? Anita has got 3 by 5 portion of the apple. So this is the diagrammatical representation, and when asked in the exam you should write like this: 2 by 5 plus 1 by 5 is equal to 2 plus 1 divided by 5, that is again equal to 3 by 5. Yes, what are the steps? To add two like fractions, add the numerators and retain the common denominator. See, we added our numerators. Retain means keep with us. Okay, not, we have to keep the common denominator. What is the common? That is same for both. 5 is the common denominator here. Yes, so we are keeping the 5 as it is. We are keeping 1 5. So the answer becomes sum of the numerators divided by common denominator. Yes, 3 is nothing but here the sum of our denominators, 2 plus 1. And then what is this denominator here? It is our common denominator, that is 5. Now let us solve an exercise, children. Add the following fractions. First one is 2 by 5 plus 1 by 5. What is the first one? 2 by 5 plus 1 by 5. Now first we need to check whether these are like fractions or not. If these are not our like fractions, we cannot simply add them, children. Okay. So 2 by 5 plus 1 by 5 becomes 2 by 5 plus 1 by 5. How to do it? We need to add our numerators, 2 plus 1 divided by our common denominator, that is 5. Now what is the sum of the numerators? 2 plus 1 is 3 divided by our denominator 5. So 2 by 5 plus 1 by 5 is equal to 3 by 5. Question 2. 2 by 8 plus 4 by 8. 2 by 8 plus 4 by 8 is equal to, now again what to do? Add the numerators together. 2 plus 4 divided by, what is the common denominator? 8. Okay children, remember to keep this line. Wait a minute, yes, remember to keep this line for the sum. The whole sum divided by our denominator. 2 plus 4 is equal to 6 divided by our common denominator 8. So 2 by 8 plus 4 by 8 is equal to 6 by 8. Okay children, question 3. 1 by 6 plus 3 by 6. Now again add the numerators. 1 plus 3 divided by our common denominator 6. Instead of writing two denominators separately, we are writing it as 1. 1 plus 3 is equal to 4 divided by 6. So 4 by 6 becomes our added fraction, the sum of the given fractions. Question 4. 4 by 10 plus 5 by 10. 4 by 10 plus 5 by 10. Again add the numerators. 4 plus 5 whole divided by our common denominator 10. 4 plus 5 is equal to 9 divided by 10. So 9 by 10 is our sum. Coming to question 5. 1 by 3 plus 2 by 3. 1 by 3 plus 2 by 3. Again 1 plus 2 divided by only 3 children. single numerator, single denominator is enough. Don't do the mistake of adding the denominators. Don't do 3 plus 3. Okay, the correct one would be 1 plus 2 whole divided by 3. 1 plus 2 is equal to 3, then divided by our denominator 3. So 1 by 3 plus 2 by 3 is equal to 3 by 3. Understood, children? The next one, 3 by 7 plus 1 by 7. Again, what should we do? As these two are our like fractions, we simply add the numerators together. 3 plus 1 divided by our common denominator 7. So 3 plus 1 becomes 4. So 4 is our new numerator divided by 7, which is our denominator. So 3 by 7 plus 1 by 7 becomes 4 by 7. Next question 7. 2 by 7 plus 2 by 7. 2 by 7 plus 2 by 7 is equal to, again, the sum of numerators divided by our common denominator 7. 2 plus 2 4 divided by 7. 4 by 7 will be our answer. Question 8. 3 by 15 plus 10 by 15. Is equal to the sum of numerators 3 plus 10 divided by the common denominator 15. So 3 plus 10 is equal to 13 divided by 15. What is the sum of these two fractions now? 13 by 15. Okay, coming to the ninth one, 4 by 11 plus 6 by 11. Again, adding the numerators 4 plus 6 divided by our common denominator 11. 4 plus 6 is equal to 10 divided by 11. So 10 by 11 will be our sum. And coming to the last one, children, 2 by 12 plus 2 by 12. 2 by 12 plus 2 by 12. Adding the numerators 2 plus 2 divided by our common denominator 12. 2 plus 2 is equal to 4 divided by 12. So what is our sum of the fractions? 4 by 12. Understood, children? What did we learn today? We learnt about comparison and addition of like fractions. How do we compare? Now when we have two like fractions whose denominators are same, we compare the numerators. Say 1 by 9 and 3 by 9. The denominators are same, we compare the numerators. The fraction with the greater numerator becomes the greater fraction. Yes, children? And how do we add two like fractions together? Sum of the numerators divided by our common denominator. So 1 by 9 plus 3 by 9 will be equal to 4 by 9.